Okay, in this podcast, I'm going to do the other two problems on page 2, and I'm going to start with problem 4, which is acidic, and then do number 3, which is basic. Okay, so here it says it's an acidic solution, so I start my balancing the way I have done all the others. It didn't say acidic or basic. So I start by identifying the elements that have changed oxidation number, S minus 2 to S0 plus 2 electrons. And I also have copper. Well, this is copper plus 2 and copper plus 2, so it's not copper, so it's going to be the nitrogen. So this is a minus 6, so nitrogen must be a plus 5. Going to a nitrogen plus 2, so I'm going to need 3 electrons here. So my nitrogen was reduced, my sulfur was oxidized. Now let's take a look. So let's balance our electrons. In order to do that, I'm going to multiply this equation times 3 and this equation times 2. I bring up my coefficients, 3, 3, 2, and 2. So I have 3 coppers, so I need 3 coppers here. I have 3 sulfurs, 2 nitrogen, 2 nitrogen. Okay, everything's good but my oxygen. So this is where I add some waters to balance my oxygen. So on this side I have 6 oxygens. Here I have 2 oxygens. And in order to balance now, I'm going to add waters. So I need 4 waters to get 4 more oxygens on the right. Right? Okay. And if it's acidic, now what I have to do is, because I've added water on this side, I've introduced hydrogen that did not exist on the reactant side. So I've got to take that 4 H2s and I'm going to add them as H pluses on this side. So I'm going to add them as 8 H pluses on this side. Okay. And that's it for balancing an acidic. I start off by regular balancing. I add waters to adjust the number of oxygens I need, and then I take the number of hydrogens I've added with those waters and add them as H pluses on the other side. So that's going to do it for that one. Now let's take a look at one in basic solution. Now again, I start with the same thing. I start with identifying my element that is change in oxidation number, okay? And I have manganese plus 3 going to manganese plus 2. This is plus 1 electron, right? Those are my half reactions. My manganese has been reduced. My sulfur has been oxidized. I need to balance the electrons by multiplying the manganese by 2. Okay. So now I have 1s, 2mn. And now I have to balance, just like I did for acidic, I've got to balance the oxygens using water. So I have 8 oxygens on this side, I have 4 on this side, so I need to add 4 waters to the right to get 4 more oxygens. Okay, I've introduced 8 hydrogens here, so I'm going to add, again, these on the left as 8 H pluses. Now the next step I take is the step that I do just if I am in basic solution. So far everything has been the same as though it was acidic. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add hydroxides to neutralize the H pluses. So I'm going to add hydroxides on this side, and I need 8 of them to balance these 8, right? And whoops, plus I don't know where they went. And I also have to add 8 hydroxides on this side because they can't just appear out of nowhere. All right, now these 8 hydroxides in H. What did I do? 8 hydroxides and 8 H pluses become 8 waters. Okay, so these guys go away, and that. Now I have 8 waters on the left, 4 waters on the right. I'm going to simplify by eliminating those 4 and changing this to 4. So it looks pretty messy, but what I have is 3 copper sulfides, 2 nitrates, and I have 4 waters, right? The 4 waters on this side give me 3 copper plus 2s, 3 sulfurs, 2 nitrogen monoxide, and 8 OHs on the right. Okay, and we're going to stop right there.